Was that the right intro?
No, I was just gonna say you chose the
Yeah,
worst,
yeah,
the
quite
worst,
sure.
the oldest intro
I'm
you've got
awake
there.
now. I'm awake now. My hearing
Yeah,
aids are out, and I can hear everything.
like you chose like the heaviest metal what Sani probably listens to like in his spare time, right? Music. He's the only one who loved that. Or Dan reminded Dan of his young days. Run
Yeah, man.
DMC and shit, man. What the hell was that?
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, chat, Bilal, if you're there. Here we are, team of the season. We thought we'd wait to the FA Cup final, see if that changed anyone's opinions. I'm sure.
It didn't.
yeah, I'm sure Haaland's still player of the season. Did Gundogan get into anyone's player of the team of the seasons? Who knows? But yeah, hope you're all doing well. So what we're gonna do today, guys, I'm just gonna cut straight to it. We're gonna do our team of the seasons, but doing a general team of the season is pretty damn boring. So Grizz messaged me today. He was like, "Why don't you spice it up a bit?" So I did, and now I gave these wonderful men, who I'm about to introduce you to, a little challenge, and that was to choose a team of the season, but only choosing a team of the season with one player from each team. So you max out once you choose a player from Man City. So say you want to choose, I don't know, who played well for Man City this season? Grealish. Say you want to Stones. I can't think of anyone else. Standout players, really. Grealish, Stones, Iwobi. Okay, anyway. And then also, I think to satisfy the quota of having McAllister in the thumbnail, I think I'm going to let Grizz have a little spiel about the events of Alexis McAllister and where he is nowadays. But guys, first of all, thank you for the love for 30k. Second of all, the next aim is 50k. Right, we're thinking big, right?
Well, not even 35.
No, not 35, not 40. Not
Took me 2
45.
years to get to 30. Yeah. Man wants to get to 50. But
so yeah, the next aim is 50k, and the only way we can achieve that is through your likes, your shares, your subscribes, your comments, and your bullying of us panel members. But yeah, I'm going to introduce you to the panel first. I'll start with the first man to come onto stream today, and not the reason why we're late, Mr. Ben, Mr. SMX LFC. How you doing, my friend, my fellow young buck?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm all good. We said at the end of the season, the only thing that would lift us now is just get players through those doors. Hello, Hamza, by the way. Nice to see you here, mate. Hope you like the stream, by the way. Yeah, absolutely, mate. The last couple of games on the timeline has just been lovely. There's no toxicity. You'll still get the same old muppets that aren't happy, but some people can't be, you can't be helped, really, can they? But no, all good, mate. Everything's looking like it's onwards and upwards for us Liverpool fans at the minute. So let's see what else happens this week.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Looks like the Reds are back, so all you crybabies can shut up. Dan. Well, I think you've now equalized our resident Arsenal fans' appearances in the last 2 months. If you don't know who that is, that's Bilal. For some reason, he was on every show before Arsenal started drawing and losing games. I don't know if there's some sort of coincidence or thing going on, but yeah, we might as well make you the resident the resident Arsenal fan. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Listen, first of all, congrats on 30k, Grizz team, all of you. That's a great achievement, by the way, and it's great to see good people doing good numbers, man. So well played and fair play to you all. I'm glad the season's done. It's an emotional roller coaster for me. Looking forward to see what happens in this busy summer. And I was hoping that we'd be doing what you boys are doing, which is moving early. But it sounds like Edu and Arteta on the beach on their jet skis again. So I hope that we ain't going to be leaving it too late before other people swoop in for the players we want, man, because it's going to be another disappointing one otherwise. But pleasure to be on here, man. Pleasure.
Yeah, mate, it's always good to have you here. Absolutely.
I like this comment. I'm almost such a wild house, not sure what he's going to say next. I have, honest to God, I guarantee you he has no fucking idea what he's going to say next as well. Guarantee you this.
Sunny. Drop your shoulders, man. You're looking nervous. Yeah. Oh, to be fair, man.
Like he's
United.
playing Man City in the cup final. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Don't start. Don't start. Don't start. Don't start.
Like, I'm sorry, you must be going through a very tough time being a United fan right now. Seeing City winning the treble, according to Grizz. I think Inter Milan going to do it, but that's a conversation for a later time. Apart from that sort of depression, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing fantastic. It's great to be here once again. Make sure you smash the likes. Of course, we're working hard here. 30k onwards and upwards, as you keep saying. But listen, we don't want to talk about depression. My tablets are kind of stored away for now. Still got one more weekend before, a bit of a rest that's going to happen. But listen, hopefully Inter Milan do the business. But more importantly today, of course, like you said, it's team of the season. We're going to be laying the smackdown on you because my team is going to obliterate all your teams here. But listen, we'll get into that later.
And finally, the man who somehow keeps entrusting me with running some shows on here. Well done. 30k. To anyone who just listened to that and had their screen on loud, I hope your parents didn't hear that noise. But they must be hearing some.
you're such a dick.
But yeah, 30k. Was that what you had a little tweet, and was that a hint of retirement, or were you just teasing the fans that you're
No,
ready?
it's factual. It's factual. You never know how long you're going to do this for. It's normal. It's just true. It's like, I'm at that age now where I could just, you know what I mean, pop off any time, man.
Whoa.
And it is what it is. Well, it is what it is, isn't it? It's factual. Right? Did I lie? Any lies told? But now, listen.
Yeah.
First and foremost, definite. We're going to do a special 30k stream, celebration stream, probably tomorrow. What day is it tomorrow? Yeah, might do it tomorrow. Yeah, might do it tomorrow or over the weekend. But yeah, man, big up all of you lot that have contributed. There's no way, absolutely impossible I could have done this with my own. Not even 2 years. Wow. Season and a half owned, something like that, probably. But yeah, it's mental. End of November, so yeah.
Pretty much just over a season and a half.
Season and a half. Magnificent.
Yeah, I remember your little video going TikTok.
Original one. Look at that, and it's done full circle doing TikTok on the eve of McAllister again. It's mad how it works out. But now, man, big up everyone in the chat, people that have supported us. Magnificent work, and couldn't have done it without some of these contributors that I could list, but it will take up most of the show. But I had to give you a hosting due because I'm a man of my word. When I promise you something, I've done it. I've done it to you for the first time. And then you reminded me again because I think Iwobi got player of the fucking season for Everton as well. So not only did he win that, was it player of the month? He actually got Everton player of the year. So you didn't stop reminding me in the WhatsApp group. And so here we are, ruin what could have been a brilliant show with me hosting or Sani hosting, someone sensible, ruin a whole potential brilliant content by you hosting. But it is what it is. I've got to live up to my promise, and it's over to you, the hostess with the mostest tonight.
Yeah, guys, if I accidentally drop this channel subscriber account under 30k, all I'm gonna do is give Grizz another chance to celebrate 30k and rethink his thank you message. So look, I'm doing you a favor, man. I'm doing you a favor, but I don't know if you want to talk McAllister first.
So yeah, just very, very quickly. We've touched upon McAllister. We're gonna have loads of McAllister content coming over, especially tomorrow when I presume it's going to be announced because he's right now just done his medical, and straight from the medical they've whisked him off to do some video shoots, and so therefore we assume on that basis it will be announced tomorrow, but that's not official or anything. There's no insight into that as of yet. But the insight I've just received is like he has literally gone off to do video editing shoots right now. But we know it's done. We know, the formality is just a matter of announcing.
According to Andy Naylor, mate, from the Athletic.
Oh yeah. Even when he's stepping out at Anfield, he's going to say, "Oh, I'm not sure if he's legally obliged to be doing that." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, McAllister, he's done. I'm going to say it here. Comunicado Oficial, all of that. Onto some French signings, I believe, but I'm sure we'll keep a bit hush-hush on that. Arsenal United, you lot got to catch up because We're winning the transfer window right now. Chelsea are jealous, all of that. But yeah, team of the season. Where do we start? Right. Realistically, if we were to do an actual team of the season without rules or whatever, it looked like Man City, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Plus,
Few
Odegaard.
Arsenal. Yeah.
If
Plus
you are
Odegaard.
Harry
in
Kane as
there.
well.
Yeah, Harry Kane potentially, yeah, as well. So yeah, we thought we'd spice it up, and yeah, as you know, as I've explained, the rules are here for you all to see. Wow, that is kind of trippy. That's trippy, man. No, I didn't even plan that, but that looks good. Here, this is the twist, right? Back to school again. Every time I do a little stream like this, we go back to school. The twist, the rule, you can only select one player maximum from each Premier League club. For example, if you choose Haaland, you have no other option to choose from Man City. So you can't have Haaland and De Bruyne in your team. Because, man, seeing them in a team this year, it's kind of a cheat code. And yeah, the way the format of the show is going to work, I'm going to go goalkeeper first. Everyone's going to I'm going to show everyone's goalkeeper. This is really funny when I show you it. Then we'll do defenders, then we'll do midfielders, then we'll do forwards. Then I'll show all the teams on like a formation graphic. You lot gave me your formations, some questionable players in questionable areas, but we'll run with it. And then yeah, Grizz, I'm sure we can do a poll in the chat, or should we save that for Twitter?
Oh, great question. I've learned how to do a poll in the
Yeah.
chat. Shall we do?
I mean, we can do both.
I'm not gonna
30K
lie.
later.
I'm moving. Dan,
He's
I'm
hit,
moving.
hit 30k and he knows how to do a poll now.
Dan,
Listen,
I've moved up levels since you was last on, mate. I'm telling you now, I can do polls now, mate. While we're
I'm glad.
live, like every kid can do it, but I fucking learned it after 2 years. But it is what it is.
legend.
Do you guys want to? We could do the polls. We could take it to the socials. We could do it from the main account, or we could do it. We'll do both. All right.
Let's do both.
Yeah, you carry on. I'll set this up in the background. Sorry.
We can literally do both. I mean, the first discussion, I'm gonna give it to Ben, just because you all chose the same goalkeeper.
Oh wow.
So I've forgotten how to function this now. You all chose this man, Alisson Becker. I had to get this picture up again just to remind me of the good old days. Well, I say good old days.
Good old days, really.
Nat Phillips and Ozan Kabak at centre back,
Yeah.
but you know, there's been worse. Ben, Alisson Becker, for me, best goalkeeper in the world. You all put him in your team. I think universally recognised as pretty much the best in the league, if not the best in the world. I know people want to say Maignan, I don't know, to Stegen because he conceded like 10 goals in the Liga, whatever. I don't care. This guy is, for me, clear. Talk to me about his season, Ben.
Yeah, first of all, I don't think he's just the best in the world. I think he is one of the best of all time. Certainly one of the best I've ever seen. Definitely top 3, 100% in the Premier League at least. Look, I'm sure this has been spoken about enough on this channel, so I don't need to go into it in too much depth. But us Liverpool fans, me, you, and Grizz, we all know where we'd be without this man this season, and it's probably 12th, 13th, 14th, and that's not an exaggeration. Like, people that haven't watched Liverpool week in, week out will think they're just saying that. We genuinely aren't saying that. Like, and I respect Gallagher, I rate him, and if he is to leave Liverpool this season, another club's picked up a really good keeper. But if Alisson had an injury for a few months and we had to have Gallagher in goal, who knows where we'd be now. 14 clean sheets in a season where it feels like we've conceded goals in every game. And that is only 3 less than the Golden Glove winner, which was David De Gea. And if you think that we've supposedly had it's not supposedly, we have had our worst Premier League season under Klopp so far. And United at one point, Sky Sports and a few other channels were doing quadruple talk. I don't know what that was all about, but they were. So if you put it into context like that, and, you know, United were this great side, Ten Hag came in and revolutionised them, and our keeper's only got 3 less clean sheets in our worst Premier League season under Klopp. I think that just speaks volumes. And also, Alisson's not had that robust defence that he's had in front of him for 4 or 5 seasons now. That was gone this season. So he's kept those clean sheets with a very, very leaky defence, and all the credits to him. I'm not going to credit the defenders for helping him out getting clean sheets this year. You know, 18-19, you sort of looked at Gomez and Matip and Van Dijk and said, you know what, they've helped him. This season, he's had none of that. He's done it all himself. So yeah, we've all put him in. We're all on the same page. He is the best goalkeeper in the world, bar none. So yeah.
Grizz, I want to just follow this on to you because he is a Liverpool player. Where do you've seen a lot of goalkeepers in your time, you know? I'm sure you were there. You were there. Peter Schmeichel at the start. 92. Was he all the way back then?
Peter Schmeichel. I remember Gordon Banks' son.
Gordon. Yeah, you know, you've seen the Premier League era.
Pat Jennings, mate. I'll tell Dan about Pat Jennings, mate.
Robert Goff. You've seen plenty of Premier League keepers, if not all, right? But realistically, where does this man rank all time in the Prem? Because I think in terms of disregarding reputation and sort of what he's achieved as a team in the team game, individually, I've never seen a keeper so dominant in my life.
He's the most intimidating one-on-one keeper since Peter Schmeichel, and there's absolute no doubt about that. Peter Schmeichel was the most intimidating keeper one-on-one. Like if strikers were going through, only Schmeichel to beat. Like how can the keeper be favourite in that situation? Like that's the aura of these guys. Like Allister, if he's one-on-one, I'm serious. I don't panic. I don't know about you guys, but I think no, we've still got a chance because Allison's there. Like normally, a player goes through, right? We all see that on our shoulders front, and we go, "Oh my god, he's gone through," and that's it. But we're still like, okay, now he's got to beat Alisson. He's beat Virgil, he's beat Fabinho. Now he's got to beat Alisson. It's so difficult to compare keepers, man. How do you do it? Where do you start? People start looking at accolades, what they've won, you know, the teams they were playing in, the defenses they were playing behind. He's up there. He's absolutely up there. You know, we know the greats, Peter Cech, Peter Schmeichel, and Alisson for sure goes into that conversation, but it's not, I don't think it's a conversation that Liverpool fans should be speaking on. It's probably a better question to ask Dan and Sani, probably.
Well, Dan, I was actually going to move on to you, but I wanted to sort of bring it back to this season, and we've all chosen Alisson, but looking at the sort of talent pool, you could say Pope, you could say, I reckon Alisson and Pope, maybe Ramsdale, sort of the standout goalkeepers off the top of my head. But is there anyone in from I guess the lower clubs, the bottom half teams that you sort of look at and are like, oh, they could have had a run in this team if they were at a bigger club?
Yeah, there was. Well, first of all, on Alisson, this one was easy. Without Alisson, Liverpool would have been about 12th this year. So for me, he made my actual team of the season. And on my channel, people are actually arguing against it. I saw on the Big Six, people were arguing against it. I was shocked.
Now ignore the lads at Big Six, still knobheads anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So shocked, man. Shocked for me. Nick Pope, by the way, had a great season. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to, and this is the thing, when you say somebody gets ahead of them, everybody gets defensive and goes, you're joking, you're saying they're crap. No, we're not saying they're crap. We're saying that they're great, but this guy was better. And for me, Alisson is the team of the season for me by far. The reason it was easy for me is because he's the only Liverpool player this season I could look at and go, wow, you are the one I'm looking at. Nobody else for me came that close. I mean, maybe one. In terms of your question, though, Omar, I actually looked at David Raya as the other option because I think he's been criminally underrated and overlooked this season at how good he's been. It's no wonder Man United, Spurs, and other clubs are looking at this guy right now because he's been consistently good. And he was the only one. But for me, Alisson walks in. I mean, I kind of disagree with him being in the same bracket as Peter Schmeichel, but I do think that he is ridiculously good. I'd put maybe 3 ahead of him, but he's right in the mix for me as being one of the best. Peter Schmeichel,
sensational, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah. Listen, you know, Peter Cech, Van der Sar, unbelievable for me. Peter Schmeichel, Peter Cech, Van der Sar. Obviously, I'm gonna be biased and say David Seaman is gonna be overlooked because he's English. If he was Brazilian, everyone would be saying how great he was. He was unbelievable, just ridiculous goalkeeper. But Alisson's up there, man. It was an easy pick for me. Easy pick.
Yeah, you touched on the Liverpool thing. I think Ben and Grizz again. You can agree. Probably Salah is probably the only other shout, but then
That's it.
That was
sort
it.
of
That's it.
all,
Nobody.
all around consistency of Allison throughout the season. You know, Salah had his magic games. He had his off games as well. Allison called upon pretty much every single game. Had to do something. Can't really remember too many mistakes. A couple sus moments with his feet, but you know,
That's just Ali though, isn't it? Like he does all the
he
hard
can't.
things and then yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But Sani, I don't want to tip you over the edge any further, but we've got to talk about the obvious, the let's not beat around the bush here. David De Gea, right? Golden Glove. Well done again, kids. Close your doors.
Pause.
But yeah, where would Man United be, right? Say David De Gea was at Liverpool and Alisson was at Man United in some hypothetical world. Ben, close your ears right now. I know that's whatever, but how much of a difference has David De Gea made to your team? Because sometimes he has blinders, but then also he has literally cost you games, aka Saturday. Like, what is he as a keeper, and why do some persist with him, and why do some just absolutely hate him?
It's simple. People love the nostalgia. He used to be a great keeper for Manchester United. I think this is the third season in a row where, in terms of goals prevented, he's negative. If you're asking me the question, where would Man United be with Alisson and where would Liverpool be with David De Gea? Alisson has a goals prevented positive of 8.5. So that's 8.5 more goals he's saving, which is crazy. Whereas, again, like I said, De Gea negative, third season in a row. People talk about, oh, he's great at saving shots. But for 3 seasons in a row now, he hasn't even been in the top 10 for goalkeepers in the Premier League in terms of save percentage. We all know he can't play with his feet, can't really claim crosses. Listen, he used to be a great keeper, but I'm adamant that in the 2018 World Cup, his prowess were taken when Ronaldo scored that hat-trick against him in the group stages, because he let in 2 absolute stinkers in that game as well. But listen, he used to be a great keeper, but I think after that, it kind of went down. Obviously, with the way Ten Hag wants to play his football, playing out from the back, he's not very competent. In terms of stats as well, he's been passing it longer this season compared to last season, which is obviously an indictment, especially with Ten Hag's style of play. So, listen, he used to be a great keeper. People are going to say, oh, but he got golden gloves. But is that really an indictment on him or the defense that we had? Because it's going to be one or the other. People saying to me that De Gea is a world-class keeper, or that Martinez and Varane had a world-class, well, not world-class season, but a great season, for example. It's one or the other. You can't have both. And
I think Roy Keane sums it up perfectly. And I know people hate what Roy Keane. I like Roy Keane. I think he's hilarious. He just says it how it is. I actually agree with everything he says. When he says it's his job, you know, you don't go running after the postman when he puts mail through your letterbox. It's true. It's your job. Do you know what I mean? You're a good shot stopper. That's what you should be. He's got no command of his area that I can see and never really has had. He's always been quite lightweight. His distribution's not great. I look at other goalkeepers and I think, wow, did we have poor goalkeepers when he was the best in the world? Maybe we did. And people think it's harsh, but I don't know, man. He's all right, De Gea. He's all right. I don't look at him and go, wow, man, Schmeichel, like he's up there with him. Nah, nowhere near for me.
I mean, and then here's the other thing as well. Like, if you look at some of the saves he makes, I know some of them are good saves, I'm not denying it, but sometimes he does these acrobatic camera saves, and I'm just like, you didn't need to do that, or you didn't need to punch that, for example. And fine, I get it. That's every keeper's got their own style, but it makes no sense. Like, I mean, we were talking about other keepers in the league, David Raya, for example, Emiliano Martinez, 11 clean sheets. I think Villa only conceded less than 40 goals. I think it was 38, 39 goals. Incredible season. I know the Arsenal had him at one stage, but there's keepers who have had better seasons than De Gea, but because De Gea got a golden glove, people are going to be like, oh, De Gea's had a good season. But for me, in the words of Claude Caligari, it's time to go rest. God rest his soul.
Yeah, finally, Sunny, one word answer. Who do you want to replace De Gea? Just one word. Or
Costa. Not Diego Costa, by the way. Diogo Costa.
Okay. Anyway, let's go on to each of yours defenders. Here's how it sort of looked. Grizz, we'll start with you. Shock horror, you all went with Kieran Trippier at right back.
Oh wow, all of us.
Yeah, so you all went with the same keeper. You all went with the same right
back.
3 of you went with a Stupinian, but Grizz, talk us through your thinking. Trippier, Anderson, Dunk, Henry. I like that. I don't know if the polls were like that, but
yeah,
I see what he's done there. He saved his big teams.
Well, this is how you do it. You got to be strategic, and I haven't got grey hairs for no reason. You know what I mean, I've been studying this and winning many a poll in my career, so I'm intending to win this one as well. But look, Trippier goes without saying, right? We've all agreed on Trippier. I think he's been fantastic. Newcastle bought him for a reason. The experience of him playing in the Premier League before, the experience he obviously got at Atletico Madrid under one of the most tactically astute or organized managers in world football in Simeone, came on leaps and bounds, came back a brilliant player, and he's been pivotal in Newcastle getting top 4. Anderson, I like this player, you know, guys. I think a lot of big teams should be looking at him. He's for sure got the
Over Gehi, yeah, Grizz. Over Gehi.
Yeah, I think this guy's the organizer. This guy's the brains. This guy's the strategic one. Gehi's got the physical attributes for sure. I get it, but this guy, the amount of goals he gets as well, his passing is second to none. You watch Palace, you ask Palace fans about his distribution and his ball playing skills. It's like, wow, this guy's switch of play. You know, the wingers love this guy. Like when he gets the ball, you don't give him time. He's that good. Dunk, I have no idea why a big club hasn't come in for Lewis Dunk over the years. One of the most underrated. You know, you think of Lewis Dunk and you think of, 6 foot, just head it away kind of thing. Have you guys seen Brighton play football? And it all starts from pretty much, the keeper and then him. You know, so brave on the ball. And I think Rico Henry's been one of the standout. I get it. I get their opinion shouts, obviously, speak on him. Fantastic season. But Rico Henry, Brentford, do you know what I mean? Not renowned for sort of much attacking play. But if you watch Brentford, you know, a lot of the attacking wing play comes from Rico Henry's side. That's pretty much my thinking. Trippier and Henry on the flanks, and then Duncan Anderson give you control, poise, height, strength, and great communication skills. Dunk's a very good communicator at the back. I think I've sold my back foot quite well.
Yeah, to be honest, you stole me. It's one of them, Lewis Dunk, right? It's the aesthetics of his name, right? If he was called Lewis Dunkinho.
Oh, no, don't do those ones.
It is true, man. He's called Lewis Dunk, right? You look at that name, the simple mind goes, this guy is 6'10", and all he does is head the ball. Nah, quality player. Yeah, Rico Henry as well, very good FPL option. I just want to go through this super chat first of all. Thank you, Philippe. Congrats on 30k, Grizz. Doing my exam online as we speak. Okay, it's an interesting exam technique. But thanks for all the entertainment this season. Big up Dan Potts. Recent fan, quality videos. Bish bash.
Big up, Philippe. Thank you.
Nice one, Philip. Thank you very much for that.
Make sure to sort out the grammar for the exam, but appreciate that. Next we got Sani. Right. We've had a few mentions of this three at the back you've got going on.
Personally, he's so hipster. He's such a hipster.
It's that 3-2-5 we see all over.
Yeah, he's just trying it.
Yeah. We have to shake it up. We have to shake it up.
Talk us through these three guys. Right, Thiago Silva first, because I want to hear about him from you. All three of you.
Oh shit! This is what I don't get. This, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna cuss you lot for this, but you got to defend it. Like, I don't get this one.
Rolls Royce of a defender. Simple as that.
So again,
there's no Rolls Royce of a defender. Thiago Silva.
Without doubt, he's the best. He's one of the best defenders
he's the
of the last decade.
He's the only player I could even consider from Chelsea.
Yeah,
because where would they be without it? He is on. I look at Chelsea and think, you are 38 and you're holding that team together. What is going on?
And his wife's holding the Twitter for him as well.
Literally, even Chelsea guys I speak to, they're like, just don't even worry about team of the season. Just look at Silva. Don't look at anybody else, please. And it's like, yeah, I mean, I can't lie. He's the only one I could even look at Chelsea, man, for me.
Agreed.
And I went for other players. If you know, like players that you've mentioned there, some of the others, I've already put those players in my later team, so I can't put them in.
To be honest, like, does a Chelsea player actually even deserve to be?
Thank you, Ohms. Thank you.
You literally cross the road and you're in Fulham, and I'm pretty sure Tim Reams had a better season than Thiago Silva. No, unless you lot are just going for the pole option and hoping.
I can't put Team Ream in my side because I've got somebody else in there.
Oh, of course. Oh, a lot
Same
of
here.
you do.
I have as well.
Same here.
That's what I'm saying to you. Like, this is the problem. It's fair enough saying, how does he get in? These are the rules, man. You've made the rules, so we've got to abide by them. Right?
But the way I've looked at it, right, guys. Well, no, I'm not going to teach you my tactics yet. Wait. I was about to tell you. I was about to reveal my tactics to you lot. But I can't. Silva for me is one of the greatest centre backs of the last decade. I love him. But you can't tell me he's in a team of the season, even if it's one player from the season. It doesn't mean you have to pick the team that finished 12th or 15th, whatever, you know. But why do you have to pick that's the point. Why do you have to pick a player from Chelsea?
What we're saying is we could have picked someone from Leeds, Southampton, West Ham. We could have picked a centre-back from them. I could have picked a Palace defender, maybe. I don't think Anderson and Guehi have been like world-class outstanding compared to Thiago Silva, but maybe I'm wrong. I can't pick Lewis Dunk because I've got another guy on my side. Have you seen him, my left back? I'm screwed, man. I've got to be going Chelsea, West Ham, or Palace centre-back.
It's the bigger picture.
That's what I had to do, man.
Okay.
That was the hardest one for me.
It's hard. It was hard. It was hard, though. It was hard.
My centre-back pairing
He scored about 3 own goals this season, Silva. He's like had a red card somewhere along the line. Like Chelsea fans have been like, he's hardly played. But,
it's tough, man.
I'm just winning the poll.
Yeah, I can't lie. Grizz is smashing it right now, I think. But yeah, Stu.
I don't know, man. That back four. Sorry, man, Grizz. I love you, but that back four, like, is gonna Trippier and Henry bombing it forward, and you're leaving Duncan Anderson's lack of pace at the back. They're gonna get hammered, mate. Hammered.
We're a possession-based team, brother.
Tony Timebridge. It's
Yeah, Tony's just come in, made a load of noise.
Yeah.
And chatting
it's
shit.
now
and
scrolling at the bottom.
think,
You can only choose a player from each team once.
Yeah.
So
that's what Sean says. Botman was better than Silva. Yeah, he was, but we've all got Trippier.
I can't exactly. This is what people haven't understood, and that's
fair
enough.
Yeah, they'll get into it. Yeah, they'll get into it.
They'll get it when
they
watch
it.
Yeah.
All I've got to say to
easy.
people who don't get is know your role and shut your mouth.
Excellent.
Smash the like button, people.
Hang on, guys. Bit of breaking news.
Go on.
Oh, I can't read that, man.
What's that?
Oh, there you go.
Looks like
what's this?
Alexis McAllister is in the building.
Oh, there you go.
I know Grizz confirmed it, but there's the video proof. If anybody ever doubted Grizz, which is I don't know why you would.
About thousands, millions only.
Yeah. This is a shout, you know.
And that was the other one I was going to go for, but I just couldn't be asked to get ripped because everyone hates him. But he's been superb for Villa, mate, this season. Yes.
This was I think he could have been
Mings or Konza really for me. It was one of those two. Konza, but I went for Silva just because. But I would, for me, that was a good shout for me. Konza or Mings.
I do like this. I know there's a lot of there's another Fulham player in a lot of your teams, but this is actually a very nice back line in terms of playing this game. Total Eclipse, maybe you should come on. Midfielders. Right, midfielders. Oh, have we?
Can I just get a shout out for Ben Mee, by the way? That I think I cannot believe no one picked him. I was like, wow, I'm the only one who's gone for Ben Mee. I guess you've gone for another Brentford player, but wow, I was like, jeez, he's for me. That was one of the easiest ones at the back. He's been superb.
I'm trying to think. Who's it? Him, Pinnock.
I've not gone for Brentford player, so yeah.
Who plays centre back for Brentford? Him, Pinnock, and Janssen. Do you think he was that much of a standout to sort of?
I think he's been superb for Brentford. And I'm a fantasy Premier League fan, and he's like the only player in there that's outside of the top four. He has been amazing, and to be fair, has been for the last couple of seasons at Burnley as well as now Brentford. And I think he was a very good signing, very, very good signing. No one mentioned on a free. So for me, he was the one that I looked at and thought was the easier of the two. And we've already discussed maybe Silva should not be in there. But me, I'm happy with Ben Mee.
Ben, I want you to talk about Estepinian because there is a potential for well, not I wouldn't say a left back space opening up at Liverpool, but also maybe not in the not that far into the future. The left back role could be up for grabs at Anfield. What have you made of this man and his sort of impact?
Yeah, I think he's been brilliant for Brighton, and I think the key for me for putting him in my team was that I know hindsight's a wonderful thing, and he's not been great at all for Chelsea, but he was coming in for who was a highly regarded left back in Cucurella, and I'd seen Brighton last season, that game where they came back when they were 2-0 down, and Cucurella ran the show. So for me, it was all about, this guy coming in for this big player at Brighton has to hit the ground running, and he absolutely has. He's got 6 assists for Brighton. And by the way, they don't really have like a out-and-out goal scorer, do they? Their goals are all scattered amongst the team. So it's not like he's just popping them in the box for a big man. So I just feel like he's got the balance as well. Like you always see, people like Trent get criticised for not necessarily having the other side of his game. And I think Estupiñán's got that down to a T. And I just think he's took to the Premier League, like he's been here for years. And I think what you're saying there about a team, maybe is, maybe not, potentially looking for a left back, 100% think people will be looking at him. I was going to go with a couple others. There was a few in there that I could have gone with, but I think he did deserve it. And of my Brighton players as well, I think I wanted to use it on a defender. So, yeah.
Before I move on to the midfield, Sani, I just want to, and I guess this is open to all of you as well, but Sani, I'll let you start. Kieran Trippier, why is he the standout right back? Why is he kind of the standout defender? Because I don't want to be like controversial or anything, but I'm going to be controversial because, like, yeah, he's been good, but has he really like stood out that much? I know you've obviously got the restrictions with the teams, but you've all chosen him for a reason. Has he really just been the right back in the league this year? Because I know if you look at Arsenal, I mean, you're not going to choose Ben White in this team, obviously, but how good, I guess, has Trippier been? Has his praise been warranted?
Oh, easily. If we just look at, okay, he might have only got 7 assists, for example, with Newcastle. If we look at clean sheets, I think they've only conceded 32 goals all season. Yeah, you can talk about Nick Pope, Botman, Shaw, for example, that back line. But look at what he provides you going forward. I mean, I know Grizz kind of referred to it earlier with what Trippier does, but in terms of chances created, he's in the top 5. Big chances created, he's also in the top 5. And this is a right back as well. People always laud, Trent Alexander-Arnold for the attacking qualities he has. And I'm not trying to downgrade whatever Trent provides, but Trippier has been fantastic. And he's someone who, as you can see, based on this season, why Gareth Southgate trusted him, especially in Euro 2020, for example, and even in the World Cup in 2018. He's been a great player. He's been a big reason as well why I think Newcastle are going to do well next season in the Champions League, because he has that Champions League experience. A lot of their squad doesn't. Of course, that's one aspect they need to definitely strengthen on. But Trippier has been fantastic. Why anybody would have chosen someone else would have been beggars belief. And I think for all of us here, I mean, clearly looking at the teams, he's the big reason why he's the only Newcastle player that's got that right back spot as well.
Anyone else want to chime in on Trippier? Or
I was going to be shameless to put Trent in, and then I told myself, no, it's only been about 4 months of Trent being good. So, yeah, we didn't do that. He does have more assists, though.
Ben White,
he does
Ben
have
White
10
deserves
assists.
a mention. He's been class, Ben White. But I think if we're looking at this rule for team of the season, Trippier was the one for me that stood out in that Newcastle side. I think that going forward, superb. Defensively, he can do a job, to be fair to him. And I think his leadership qualities and his influence on that side this season, for me, just to tip the edge of it. But Ben White has been undeniable this year. And to put him at right back, and everyone was like, what the hell is Arteta doing? He's been phenomenal. So
I think in all-round consistency throughout the season, especially like through the back end of the season, I actually think Ben White was Arsenal's most like consistently good player. I wouldn't say he was their best player this season, but I'd say probably Odegaard, Saka, probably the 2 standout players. But when it went bad, like he was still performing well. So look, the fact that he was a centre back and went to right back and just performed the way he did, fair play, baller. But here we go, midfield. Have a glance at each other's teams, see what everyone's done. Looking at that, all right. So you've all chosen Palhinha. Just to let you know, every single one of these men needs to go back to school because they all sent me different variations of how to spell Paulinho. I've got a few Paulinhos. I've got a few Palalanias. I don't know what I got. But,
No, I spelled it right. You can't. I've got it here. I
No.
spelled it right. Did I? I must have. I'm
nah,
sure.
I don't
missed-
even know
you
how
mi-
I
you mi-
spell it. I think
you
I
mi-
spell it Paulinia.
we got a Paulinho.
Yeah.
Grizz, you missed the. Grizz was closest to be fair, but you got the first H. So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, sorry.
Oh shit! There's 2 H's. Well, if
Yeah.
Sani didn't get it right, and he's the brain box.
Yeah.
He always says this. He always
How
comes
did
to me
I
about this.
spell it?
So if Sani didn't get it right, no one. I don't expect anyone to get it right.
Anyway,
on my lunch break, leave me out.
I just missed the H.
Ben sent me about 6 different teams.
I spelled
he
it
wasn't worried
Paul.
about spelling. He was worried about the
I
team.
spelled Paulinho.
Me and Grizz are quite similar here. I can't lie. Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, well, Grizz, it's almost like Dan sent you his team first.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up! Please, why would I copy a loser?
Oh.
I'm telling you
Shots
now.
fired. Shots
Why?
fired.
Why would I copy things?
Wait for
Okay,
my-
I'll go through mine because I'm on first. Mine picks it. So Saka and Rashford. I don't think there's anything that you can. I don't think you can go against Saka and Rashford. Definitely Saka. Who's not got Saka in their team? Oh, well, he can explain his team then. But yeah, Saka's nominee for Player of the Season. And how old is he, Dan?
21, bro.
Yeah, we're talking 21-year-old,
21.
possibly Player of the Season, not even young Player of the Season. I know who's going to win it, but or who won it. Sorry, but Saka's up there. Paulina's been again all of our teams. Bloody hell, there you go. So if we're talking about Fulham and having a cracking season like they did, Paulina was the standout. I think we'd all want him in our team. That goes without saying. And Rashford as well. Jacob Ramsey. I've gone for Jacob Ramsey. That's my little shout from Aston Villa. The way I looked at it, I might as well give my secrets. I looked at the top 12 teams, mate. I looked at the top 12 teams and I said they're the best performing teams because they finished top 12 and I picked players from them. And Jacob Ramsey, I could have possibly gone for a Watkins somehow or a Mings, as you said, you guys have mentioned. But I think Jacob Ramsey is as good as any young player in the Premier League. Again, so many massive teams would want him. I think he's fantastic. I think he's got a fantastic engine. He's quick. He's good on the ball. He's got a great striking technique. And yeah, he's come on leaps and bounds under Unai Emery as well. So that's the thinking behind my team. Rashford and Saka, I nailed on certs for me. The Ramsey's a little bit of a wild card, but we all needed a wild card somewhere.
So first of all, chat, you can do so as you can see, it's different formations. Sané's gone with a 3-7, whatever he's gone for. And the rest of them have sort of gone back to the 90s and they're playing 4-4-2, I think. So fair play.
Well, you say going back to the
Oh,
90s,
right.
but it's back in fashion, brother.
Yeah, well, fashion recycles, doesn't it?
I love 4-4-2, man. I can't lie.
Mm.
I do like 4-4-2, but I grew up on it, so I was biased.
It is a nice formation. I think the next reasonable step to go to, next person to go to, really is probably Dan, because you got the same midfield as Grizz, bar what I would personally do. Don't let that influence your vote, guys. But I would go Rice over Ramsey because I just think Rice, consistent performer, carries West Ham's midfield game in, game out. And look, set for a big move this summer.
Yeah, man, he's the only one I could even contemplate putting in from a West Ham player, that's for sure. The guy's immense, mate. I think he's so good. It's crazy how he controls midfield, how he drives West Ham forward. People are looking at, Paqueta and Benrahma and even Antonio for the reasons as to why they're at this Europa Conference Cup, whatever the hell it's called, final. For me, Rice has driven that side forward. He's been phenomenal. And to be fair, when they've picked up results towards the back end of the season, he, for me, has been just class and the only one that I could say has had a half decent season at West Ham consistently. So for me, I've gone for him. I think Grizz has got a great shout with Ramsey, but I've only really seen him in the final third of the season, whereas with Rice, I've seen him throughout the whole season. So that's why I'd go with him. So that one for me was the midfield was fairly easy, really. Saka and Rashford. I mean, Martinelli. It was going to be either Martinelli or Saka or Ødegaard. I couldn't use Ødegaard because I played 4-4-2. So I've gone with Saka for obvious reasons. And Rashford scored a similar amount of goals. Yeah, the goals in my front four, man. I'll tell you this now.
Well, can I
Are you
just
are
say?
you a
Can I?
4-2-4 man or a 4?
I'll go
Yeah.
attacking, man. All out attack, man.
Well, can I say that? Can I say he's all brave and go all out attack, and he's got two holding midfielders, like absolute no creativity, no vision, hardly like Rice and Paulinho.
Bro,
Declan Rice.
you
I
want to see
beg your
my front
pardon.
four? My front four, bro. You know how many goals they've scored? Do you want to count it
Whatever,
up?
man.
Chris?
It's a modern.
Wanna count it up?
Whatever, man. I'm just thinking. You know what I mean? You got no thrust from the midfield. Just two dogs of war in there. 2 6 foot plus, just heading the ball away. Get out of here.
Listen, Rice and Paulinho is a quality midfield, man. I can't even lie. Ramsey, I like him, but he's been playing left wing most of the season, Grizz, anyway. So come on.
I'm an innovative coach.
Yeah, true. That possession-based team is
That comes to me.
serious, you know. Palhinha's going to do a lot of work. He's going to be retired quicker than Fabinho, man. Ben, I think I'll go to you next. I think you've got the sort of shot pick of the round, if I was to call it that. Well, 2 proper ballers. We'll start with Gibbs White, or just tell us about them both, Gibbs White and Allister, and why they're in there. And I guess you could have gone Eze as well.
Yeah, I mean, Allister, both of them I needed players from lesser teams. And for me, Gibbs White, especially for Forest, I think he's been exceptional. And I'm a Nottingham lad. I've got loads of mates that support Forest, and they've been telling me about this guy. Cooper's worked with him for a long time. And it was, like a desperate signing that they really wanted to make. And I just think when you watch Forest and they've been poor in so many games, he's always been the player that's turned up. He's always been that creative spark in the system. And there's a reason why now you're seeing big clubs being linked with him. 23 years of age, homegrown. He's got everything in his locker. He can score goals. He can get assists. I think they paid 40 mil for him. So it was a big signing. And it was obviously one that, Cooper was desperate to get in. I think he was part of his, whatever the England team won that Cooper was in charge, was it the World Cup or whatever, Euros maybe, I don't know. But he was a big part of that as well. Elise, I could have gone with Eze, but I needed more of a right-sided player for my 4-4-2, and I know Eze can play there.
Oh yeah, not like you've got just 2 right-sided players.
Yeah, well, again, I was kind of screwing myself over with the teams that I've picked. Couldn't go with Rashford because we didn't really touch on it, but I had Martinez at centre back. And in looking back at it now, I don't know why I picked him, to be fair, but I did.
You know what?
Remembering 7-0, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. But Elise, I think he's been class for Palace. 11 assists for a struggling side. Again, they've not really got a bagsman to knock the goals in, and
he's going to be a quality player, Elise.
Yeah, and he's one that I've just put on my notes here. He's one that I wouldn't be against signing either for us. Somewhere down the line, we need those homegrown players in, and he's been one of the most impressive ones this season. Is he not homegrown?
Can I suggest who he reminds me of, or he's got vibes of? I don't know what you guys think. Leroy Sané. He gives me Leroy Sané vibes.
I don't think he's got the pace.
I think he's more tricky though.
And one of the main reasons why I think Leroy Sané as well, in terms of, I think he's classy. I think everything that Ben said, I agree with. I just don't think he's gonna get to the top of the game. There's just something lacking in his game.
There's something mentality-wise. It's a bit crazy.
That's what I mean. So Leroy Sané had the talent to be one of the greatest wingers of his generation.
I feel that, Chris. I feel that.
Yeah. That ACL, wasn't it?
And Elise is got that. I don't think he's going to make it, guys. When I say make it, because he's made it. He's a Premier League footballer. But to what his talent
You're
deserves,
talking at like a City or like Liverpool level, Arsenal level. Yeah, okay, fair play, man. Fair play.
His wiki says that he was born in London, in Hammersmith. You probably know where that is. He has played for France under 21s, but he's not made a senior appearance for his international team yet. So I guess
he's still
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, who's he competing with? I could get him there. He's better than Dembele after that World Cup stinker. But that's a topic.
Yeah, I didn't want to put Rashford in either. To be fair, I think look, Rashford's had a good season, but I do feel like in the crunch games, some big games where you've been watching United, he's not really done enough.
Agreed.
Okay,
I
he
agree
can
with that.
score 3 goals
put
against the bottom
I
of
put
the
Martinelli
table.
ahead in my actual team of the season, and
Yeah,
everyone
I
was
did
like,
too,
"Nah,
yeah.
it's Rashford," and I'm like, "Rashford scored 1 goal in the last 8 games, 9 games, or something."
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
That's why I didn't put him in.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but I'll put him in this one because I've obviously picked Saka. So
Recency bias, man. Rashford, without Rashford, we're talking about without Allister. Well, Sane should speak on Rashford.
Well, yeah, I want him to speak on the crybaby Bruno, because
He winds
you've chosen
everyone up.
Bruno over Rashford for a reason. You've neglected width.
oh wait,
because
that's not
once
Bruno
again-
Gomares. You're talking about Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, that is
no.
that is
I was
Hear
thinking
me
that was
out.
Bruno
Hear me
Guimaraes.
actually.
Hear me
I
out.
thought there was
Hear
only
me
one
out. Wow.
Bruno.
I should
Um,
just
to
put
hear
Trent
this,
in my
man.
team if we're doing that.
Well,
But,
this is the thing. This
yeah,
is
go
the
on.
thing, right? This is the thing with Bruno. A lot of fans hate him, especially away fans. Like, there was a recent game I went to, I'll say recent, it was about a month ago, Man United Villa. The Villa fans were giving him so much stick. What does he do? Scores, goes straight to the away end, points at them, right? Every away fan hates him, right? That's just a guarantee. But if you look at his output as a player, everyone thinks, De Bruyne is the most creative player in the league. De Bruyne doesn't actually have more chances created than Fernandes. Big chances created, Fernandes has that over De Bruyne. I know people say, don't just look at stats. But if you look at the game itself, the reason I've picked him over Rashford, for example, is I think Rashford had a great start to the season in terms of after the World Cup. He had that great patch. And I think Rashford in the game itself, this is why I agree with Dan in terms of Martinelli over Rashford. I think you can't involve Rashford in the game as much as a Martinelli, for example. Rashford's that kind of player whereby you give him an opportunity to score a goal. He'll probably get you the goal, but he won't really be involved in the game. This is why a lot of fans really have that stick with Rashford. Whereas Bruno, for example, he was always involved in the game. Odegaard, exactly like Ash has just mentioned, is the purple patch player. I still think he is that type of player. And if you look at Odegaard, for example, I've gone Odegaard on the other side of a Saka. Yeah, agreed. Saka probably is the preferred shout. He does give you that width. But Odegaard has a quietly good season. Yes, in some games he hasn't exactly turned up, but again, in terms of a creative outlet, I've gone for that reason. I've gone for Odegaard, and people might be thinking, there's no width, for example. But people were looking at Manchester City's 4 that they're playing right now with Rodri, Stones, Gundogan, and De Bruyne, for example, and they're thinking there's no width there. And yeah, you can talk about Grealish and Silva, for example, but they're inverted wingers. What I'm going for is an inverted winger style. And I know Grizz earlier was talking about hipster style FC, for example. But if the greatest manager in the world is playing a formation like this, and in the words of Nigel Farage, you all laughed at me. Well, I have to say, you're not laughing now, are you? So that's
Chris, I'm not gonna lie. You're getting out of possession by this team at the moment. But
Well, it depends on the coach. I think I'm a better coach than Sane. So
yeah, well,
He's the brain box. Now I'm not a good coach.
He's playing the 3-2-5, mate. You're still stuck in the Stone Age playing 4-4-2.
Well, that's what you think.
bucks
That's what you think.
But yeah, I actually think quickly on Odegaard. Like, I don't know if this is a wild thing to say, but I think after Haaland, he's been the best player in the league.
Harry Kane.
I don't think it's a wild
Harry
thing to
Kane,
say
yeah.
at all. I think he's been phenomenal. I've given it to Saka in my team just because the kid has driven us forward for what's felt like forever, and he's only 21. And I feel like he's had moments that have just absolutely lifted us. He has dropped off in the last few games, Saka. I just think playing 80, I think it's 86 games he's played in a row now, something mad like that. And it showed. But Odegaard, I can't even lie to you. Unreal. I called him out at the start of the season and said, I need more goals and assists from you. Wow, he delivered.
Now, I kind of agree.
Unreal.
But can we give a couple of honourable mentions to the Newcastle lads, though? Like Bruno Guimaraes, you just reminded me.
Joe Linton.
And Almiron, guys.
Almiron.
Yeah, Miggy Almiron.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fair play, man.
Like the joker, like everyone's joker, so to speak. When I say joker, like clown, everyone like clowned
He
him.
potentially got goal of the season as well for that goal against Fulham as well, which is incredible.
Yeah, it was unreal, man. Unreal.
Yeah.
Joe Linton as well. Like, no one's mentioned him enough. He's been unreal. Like, you speak to any Newcastle player, they're like, he's player of the season by far. They called ahead of Trippier, Shaw, Botman. They're like, Joe Linton's been their guy. So
you got to give credit to Eddie Howe with that as well, because he was an attacker,
unreal.
and then he moved him into
my manager of
midfield.
the year for me. Manager of the year for me, Eddie Howe.
Joe Linton. I hate the guy, so I'm not gonna, I don't want to sugarcoat. But I appreciate that he does a
Why do you
job.
hate him?
Bro, he's just bare rowdy on the pitch, man. He's just always trying to beef you, bro. Relax, play the ball game.
Maybe we should
Always
want
getting
our
his shoulders
midfielders to
into
that, bro.
people's faces. Like if he was on my team, I'd love him, but he's not. So I don't like him. It's the same with
Fair
Bruno.
enough.
It's the
Yeah,
same with
agreed.
players like that.
I wouldn't
They're-
like Bruno if he was on our team, to be fair.
you
I
wouldn't
don't
like
Agree
know,
him,
with a lot
right?
of goals and assists.
I'm actually I was listening to Sani and I've said this. I've had this debate as well before. I rate Bruno. I can't stand him. He's an absolute rat. Absolute rat. But he's a good player.
Do you
Just
remember when,
winds
do you
up
remember when
everyone.
Stefan? Do you remember when Stefan was on he was like down the right hand side in the 7-0 and he like sort of did him and then
Yeah,
Bruno
yeah,
just
yeah,
started
yeah.
walking off like.
Yeah, he's a nasty little piece of shit.
I can't stand him, man. He's the one I hate the most, Bruno. For
Yeah,
me.
yeah. Everyone.
Yeah. Can't
Absolute
stand the guy, man.
moany
It must be
bitch.
nice to have a play like that, though, isn't it? Where
Oh,
everyone
honestly,
just
everyone hates him. Every
hates
single
him.
away fan always gives him stick. Always, because I go to a lot of Man
We-
United games. I know
But
they
I
always
actually
give him stick.
rate the fucking rat.
Yeah,
He's
he
a
is good.
good player. I would love him in our team. He'd create chance after chance for our
Most chances
forwards.
created in the league.
He's all right. He's all right.
All right,
It's the same with Bernardo, right? That
Oh,
picture of them in
yeah.
the FA Cup final. Oh my god, that's golden, right?
Did you see my tweet, Rat Life?
Yeah,
I've not
it's
seen
so
any,
true.
any, I've not seen
Two
any
little
content
rats.
of his FA Cup win. I haven't seen any.
They're the type of guys you just want to, like, I don't know, punch in the face or something.
All
I
right,
don't,
no violence. No violence.
no, don't condone violence, of course, on this channel, family
Yeah,
channel.
don't
Family
get
man,
Grizz
community man,
demonetized, mate,
yeah.
in your first
Yeah,
time.
yeah. Fuck shit.
Well, let's go on to forwards.
I wonder who we've all picked.
Well, there's only one variation, and thank you, Mr. Hipster.
Madison.
No, what is he cooking? Low key. His ball plays like Erdegaard. What's his midfield again? Erdegaard, Rice, Paulinho, Bruno.
We're gonna have to
Madison.
see in a formation because
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I'm
I've got-
confused now. Yeah.
So what I'm gonna do now is
it makes no sense.
I'll go through each.
So brutal.
You know
Grizz,
what
innit?
I'll do?
That's
No, what?
madness. Makes no sense.
Makes no sense.
I'll see if I can get his team up because I tried to put this in a formation, and Sani, correct me if I'm wrong, but where's
have
it
a look.
gone? Where's it
Didn't
gone?
Madison's penalty miss eventually mean they went down?
Do you know what though? I'm gonna stick
That's
up
good
for Sonny
feeling.
on the Madison thing because the last third of the season it went wrong for him. But he was the only bright spark at Leicester most of the season, and then his head went, and yeah, which is not good mentality wise. But I wouldn't have put him in this. But yeah, he ain't been as
Haaland's
bad
the
as what
only
people are
player with
making out.
pace in that
So
whole
this
team.
is the okay. So you got Bruno and Madison as the wingers.
It'd
Okay.
probably be Odegaard and Bruno, and then Madison at the tip.
And you got
just to keep
Estupinan and
strong.
Trippier bombing it forward and leaving poor 38-year-old Thiago at the back on
With
his own.
Paulinho and
Yeah.
Rice, yeah, with Paulinho and
Oh,
Rice.
okay. I see. I see.
So Rice
Kind of like a
looks
Man
like-
City style formation because you know
That is
everyone
Like,
might
it's
say
something looking like
you know,
this.
the pace might not be there, for example, but other than Haaland and Manchester City,
Yeah, so you
really
have
have
to do
pace.
that. I mean, Paulinho and Rice are playing pretty much at the back, aren't they? And then letting the others
Wait,
go.
who's
into-
doing this formation?
Me.
Yeah, exactly. This is not how he's set up.
No, but how am I explaining my tactics for the team?
Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's-
he's
yeah,
saying
that's
how
right.
it's gonna
How
like,
it's
out
gonna
of
play,
possession,
yeah,
in and
because
out of
people
possession.
exactly because like Dan said, like people might be thinking what the hell's going on, but
Okay,
I'm
fair
telling
enough.
you how it's going to work.
So is
He's
this how you
turned
set
it
up?
around a bit, but you know, it's one of those.
You know.
Of course,
Right,
as an
this is
Arsenal fan, I
ultimate-
wanted you guys to win the league, by the way, but you know.
Thank you, mate.
This is the ultimate FIFA formation that kids play, right? Come on,
Christmas
this is
tree,
not,
the Christmas tree
this is
formation.
not real, is it? Like if you're
No.
picking Paulinho and Rice to be your two midfielders and you're playing them as centre backs and you're playing Silver sweeper, right? And you've got no like, make it make sense. Like it's just I don't
You're
know.
actually counting on Allison to touch.
Yeah, I was about to say that. He's like another centre back in that team.
Yeah, basically.
High line. We need a high line. No deep line here.
What, Thiago Silva in a high line?
With Rice, Paulinho, Trippier. I'm just going all out attack here. Creativity. It's all there.
Grizz, do you have the statistics of the least voted team
I have
in
one
every single poll?
I'm not
Oh
surprised.
yeah, in every single one. No, I think the most one we done was when Dan, what did we do? We done me, Saeed versus you and Steve, was it? No, which way round was it? Do you remember we done a
yeah, what
You
was
did
that?
the-
North
you
versus
North
South?
versus
or
South.
North versus South? That was the most one-sided poll ever.
Yeah,
We stitched them up badly in that one.
Big
But this
time
one,
mugged us off, man. Yeah.
just to let
And do you know
people
the worst
know,
thing? Can I just say that Gris said, right, you're doing North, right? I was like, okay, cool. So I send him my North team. Next minute, oh, could you
I
do
changed
South
it.
now? Oh, what? Okay, I'll
changed
do
it.
South and I'll get fucking screwed then. Cheers.
By the way, poll at the moment is looking 36% Dan, 49% me, Sane and Ben on 8%.
Jeez.
Wow.
Anyone
Well,
would think it was Griz's channel or something. Do you know what I'm saying?
let's hear from let's try and see. I think this is Dan. I think this is your team. This one here. See.
Come on, people. Look at that team. Look at that front four. Look at the goals in that front four. Come on, man.
I'm very surprised that you cussed my lack of pace at the back and you got Silver and me.
Yeah. No. Listen. But listen. The
It's not got
difference
you.
is I've
Yeah,
got Paulinho and Rice in front of them. You've got Jacob Ramsey running on the left wing in your centre midfield.
Yeah, I can't lie. This Rice Paulinho like pivot is moving me. It's moving me because just let them do the dog work, and then
Look at that front four, man. Look at that front four. Kane. I mean, I hate Kane, right? But look at him: 30 goals, Haaland 39, Saka 15, Rashford 15 goals. Rice and Paulinho holding, allowing them four to bomb forward. Estupiñán and Trippier doing their thing down the right and left. Silva saying, "Look, I'm the maestro. I'll stay back." Ben Mee, solid defender. And Allister, who you said is a world-class goalkeeper. Come on, people. How am I on 30s? How is Grizz beating me? Come on. What's happening?
Yeah, but we've just described, right? My only criticism, and you know me, I analyze everything. My question is, how do you get the ball to that front four? They need a playmaker. They need a Madison type, for
long
example.
ball.
So this is like the front four, scary and pacey, whatever. But there's not much culture. There's not much
Culture.
all right, there's culture. But you know
right
what I mean?
there as well. Bit of cardinal.
Nah,
watch.
listen.
You've
You got width. You got width. I'll tell you what. How you do it. You've got width. You've got pace. You've got creativity from Saka and Rashford cutting inside. You've got Rice driving forward. You've got Paulinho holding. You've got Silva and me doing their thing, and you've got Haaland and Kane banging in goals. Trippier's crosses to them two. Estupiñán's crosses to them two. Rashford and Saka creating and linking in between both of them. Come on, man. This team.
See,
Come
the
on,
chat,
people,
the
do the right
chat always come with the best points because this is how I look at this team, right? You just
That
float
would
the
make
ball.
more sense.
You just float the ball into Kane, let him get the flick-ons, whatever, you know. Dan, your boy Lee, you'll be calling him a whatever he calls him. And then you just play off Kane. You've got your legs in midfield. Your defense is solid enough. You got ball players at the back, and then you just let Rashford, Saka, Haaland just sort of banging goals. Kane back post, edge of the box. Man, this is my team of the season. Trying to stay neutral.
I'm just thinking. There's not much creativity, variety. You know,
What's it lacking? Tell me what it's lacking. Like per player. Give me a player.
Someone like a Madison. I just said it. Someone like a Madison or
For who,
Jacob
though?
Ramsey
For
to
who?
link it up.
Jacob Ramsey,
for
he
who?
loves it.
Who's coming out?
Bruno, even a Bruno. Well, I don't know. That's your job, innit? You should have been in.
No, it's your job. I've given my job. I've just done my 11. You're saying
well, obviously, according to Grizz, they're lacking Ramsey.
So yeah, so this is my team. So this is my team. Now we've seen. Now I'm going real brave. I'm playing Ramsey, like sort of Ramsey, Rashford, and Saka behind the front two. Now we know Harry Kane drops deep, right? So you can drop Harry Kane in there as well, right?
Harry Kane will be getting in Ramsey's way. Okay.
No, he won't, because Harry Kane drops, and then Ramsey is his son. Do you get it now? So Ramsey is his son.
So what you're telling me is
So
because I've got the same
makes...
front four. Now hear this, right? Hear me out, right, Grizz? I've got the same front four as you, right? But you're saying to me they're going to be lost in my team, but because you've got Ramsey in there, they're all going to come alive.
Right.
That's what you're telling me.
Well, you know what I mean? In the words of, what was it, Nigel Farage?
Make it make sense.
Like Sani said, Ramsey and Kane, see, I've got them different. You put Kane and, see, you didn't make the adjustments that were needed. You put Kane and Haaland right up top. I'm not doing that.
Oh,
So
whoa! I
so
didn't
I'm
do
not
the
going to be.
formation. Omar did that, bro.
Well,
Omar
that's
did
your
that.
well, that's your fault. You should have spoken up. This is
No. This is Grizz. No,
Yeah, you
Grizz
just let
said,
Omar take the lead.
Grizz
Yeah.
sent to me the message of what the message said. Got Dan's team. He's sending team. The very first thing he put was 4-4-2.
Thank you. You sent
Right.
4-4-2, Dan. So I copy
But
pasted your
Kane
message.
plays up top, right? But he drops deep.
But
And
that's your
Haaland is
fault.
that guy.
And guys, during the show, has Dan been saying, "Oh, I love 4-4-2. I'm old-fashioned. I love my 4-4-2."
Fair, to be fair.
Yeah. So
And
you're
4-4-2,
Brexit.
what,
Admit
the
it. You're
two
Dan
people
Brexit. You're Dan Brexit
Brexit.
Potts,
Dan.
right? You're Dan. You're Dan
Go on.
Brexit
I'll let you
Potts
finish,
from
go on.
Essex, right?
Yeah,
So
go
live
on.
up to your reputation, right? Dan Brexit Potts, right?
He's getting Nigel Farage and now Brexit was.
Quality.
You've got Haaland and Kane up front, right? I'm modern day cultural Grizz Khan, right? I've got Kane dropping, Ramsey making the third man runs, which changes the whole dynamic of my attack. Rashford and Saka keeping the attack, the width, inverted wingers. And I've told you about Duncan Anderson, set pieces, Trippier, Duncan Anderson on set pieces, and Paulinho as well. None of you lot realize that a lot of goals are scored through set pieces, fellas. It's not all about funky Christmas tree formations like Sane's one, right? Sometimes it needs a whip in the box and Duncan Anderson to pardon the pun, dunk on your centre backs. Job's a good one.
Yeah, well, you've got John Henry at left back, so let's.
John Henry. Do you know? AM has made a great point. Said that Grizz and Dan's too top heavy and he's controlling midfield. Rice and Paulinho are controlling that
He loves
midfield.
it. Oh.
I just think the balance of Dan's team is slightly. Grizz, look, you're scoring goals, but you're conceding. You got.
Paulinho's left out to dry.
Well, yeah, exactly. But let's go on to Ben. Sort of gone with the same idea as Grizz, where it's more like this. I'm gonna say this, all right? We're just gonna do this nonsense, all right? And it's tactical nonsense, yeah. All right, there we go. Paulinho in the middle, hung out to dry again.
Basically, Ben's gone exactly same as me, except he's using Gibbs White in that Jacob Ramsey role, and he's got an inferior winger in Allister to Rashford. Rashford scores goals, so make it make sense. But and he's got a little shorty at the back.
What you're saying as well is
oh
that
my god, look at his centre backs.
Kane is.
Listen, yeah, I was at work. Ohms sent me the WhatsApp. I picked a team. Ohms then said there's a new rule, so we can only have one player from each team. I quickly had to remember who's been good this season in the crap teams. I put them together. I didn't realize we were given a Pep Guardiola tactical speech on how this team is going to perform. I picked 11 players.
You should have watched previous shows like this one.
Yeah, man.
No, I have to be fair. Now, look, those. I think it's just the same as what Grizz says. It's the same thing. I have stitched myself up probably using Martinez at centre back. I could have had a Rashford in there or something like that. But I do think this team offers more creativity, to be fair. Gibbs, White and Allister, Saka, those three, I think they've all got near enough double figures assists for the season. And Haaland and Kane have 30 goals at least. So,
but you see what the problem Ben and Grizz have both got now? And this is where I come in. Dan's picked 4-4-2. Dan's picked 4-4-2. Kane plays in the 10. Also does Gibbs White and Ramsey plays in the 10 apparently as well now. So they're going to beat each other in man's way. So you got to play Kane off of it with Rice and Paulinho behind, holding the fort. That's what I'm saying, bro.
I like the Gibbs White shout. He 100%
he's been a great player.
One of my drafts.
He's been great.
He was in one of my drafts for sure. I mean, I'm not sure about Elise on the left again.
You probably got Eze.
Eze plays as an 8, guys.
I'm logging into all 10 of my accounts to vote for myself.
I think I think a player like Harvey Barnes, I think, has gone under the radar. I think he's had a good season for Leicester. I know they got relegated.
Actually,
I like Harvey Barnes. I like Harvey Barnes.
I
think he has. He's got some like 13 goals, I think, in the season. I know he got one on the final day of the season, and I know Leicester got relegated, but he'll be a player that I'll be very surprised if someone doesn't sign this summer anyway, because I think he's a really good player.
All their players will go like that have some sort of reputation. All of them.
For sure.
I think you can even go. Nah, everyone's dead. Anyway, Sorry, I had a moment to myself there. I was contemplating life.
What?
I was contemplating life at the start of the
actually,
stream.
I
Now
was
it's you.
contemplating like left wingers and like how the league's just pretty substandard. But I'm gonna give chat. I'm gonna
Matoma,
give
by the way, for Conroy. Sorry,
Oh,
just to
Matoma.
interrupt you. I wanted him, yeah, but then I couldn't think of a left back. I was gonna put Matoma in mine.
Could have gone Henry. Could have gone Moreno from Aston Villa.
Has he been that good?
He's been all right.
I mean Henry.
I mean, let the chat give us some honourable mentions if we've left out anyone in particular. I don't
Based on the
think
teams that we have, because I think everyone might just flood players like KDB, for example. But are you really going to take Haaland out? It'd be hard. Right?
Perisic
need
at
to,
left
yeah.
back. Oh no, you got Kane.
what we
Alright,
could have done is we could have done it. We should have done it in a draft.
That's one for next time. I guess.
Yeah.
Was it Ivan Toney, third top scorer? Below Kane?
Yeah.
Mm.
I think you got 20.
Probably a shout.
Yeah, but we couldn't
So
have picked Ivan Toney because
I actually think AM's team probably dunks on everyone's team.
Get him on the
Alison
show, then.
Trippier, Mings, Robinson, great left back shout. Caicedo, Rice, KDB,
That's a solid side.
Kane, Saka.
yeah, but what we've just said, can you leave out Haaland? Does it make sense?
You
to
can't leave out
Haaland?
Haaland, man.
Yeah.
No chance, man. No chance.
It's
No
impossible.
chance.
Yeah, well, the poll. What is the poll saying right now? I can't see it, but
The final thing is Ben's gone up a little bit. So Dan's down 37%, 38% Dan, 48% Grizz, Sani 4%, and Ben's up to 10%. Double figures.
Top 4. Come on, baby.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Ben, you actually did log into all 10 of
I
your
actually
accounts.
did. I
Fair
wasn't
play.
joking. I've got 5 accounts. I've got TAT. I've got mine. I've got loads on there,
You
bro.
got up to 10%.
Here we go.
What I'll do? This is the fake poll. We'll put the real poll on Twitter.
We'll do it from the main account. Yeah,
with
we'll explain the rules.
with all 4 teams sort of side by side.
Yeah, this is a fake one. Dan's right.
yeah.
What we'll do, or when we put it on from the main account, we won't name them Dan's team, Sani's team. We'll just name them A, B, C, and D. So there's no favoritism. Everyone just look at the teams for what they are.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll do that.
Sonny's like, that sounds good.
Yeah,
might-
that sounds good. That sounds good to me. This is why I don't have Twitter then, by the way.
I don't think I've ever seen 4% before.
Listen, we're here. We're making changes. Generational talent here. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, it's
Love it, man.
been a tough week for Sani. Treble,
It's about to get
4%.
worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, talking of the treble, did you see that City fan that's got a tattoo already?
No, why
Yeah,
would you do that?
City
Nah,
fan's
it's
got a treble
in
tattoo.
a bag.
It's in the
Come
bag.
on,
It
come
is
on,
in the
guys.
bag.
Come on, guys. It's going to be an absolute walk in the park for them.
Probably will.
Yeah.
be.
Well,
We can hope.
if we get 1-0 Chalanoglu Grizz, another couple shows, please.
100%. 100%.
Can I up that, barter it up to about 5
No,
shows? All right, 3.
2's enough. You get to host 2 shows. If Inter Milan win the Champions League, you get to host it. Any choice of 2 shows by now. Oh, check this one out. You can even host one of the main shows.
Wow.
Red fellas.
Yeah,
I'll
Look at
put you
that.
into retirement earlier.
I'm doing it. That's how confident I am, man. I know this game.
I know this game. Trust me. The Greys are coming.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, smash the like button. I don't think anyone else has got anything else to say. Manager of the season, without saying, Gary O'Neill. Anyone?
Who are we picking from? Anybody or?
I think that's a shout. Gary Neville is a definite shout. I think, did we all have, be honest with me, guys, did you all have Bournemouth going down?
Yes.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So we all had Bournemouth going down.
Yeah.
And
I
he's
think,
comfortably finished above.
Good
relegation.
evening. He's another shout. I
Good
think.
evening.
Yeah, good evening.
There's a
good
lot of
shout.
shouts. I think Eddie Howe for me, but there's a lot of shouts. Unai Emery, De Zerbi, I think Gary O'Neill, Steve Cooper as well. Everyone had Forest going down. There's been some.
Yeah,
good
but Steve
shouts, man.
Cooper, he's
Good
like
shouts.
he's had fucking how much money and players to do. Like, I guess that could be a good thing as well. That he's
That's
managed
what
to
I'm
coach
saying.
them.
I think it's a good thing. He's got 30
Yeah.
players and gone, Christ, what do I do with 30 players? Okay, this keep them up.
And everyone
he
said
has-
they were going to do a Fulham as well, didn't they, at the start?
Yeah.
And they never did.
I wouldn't give it to him, by the way. I think he's mentioned, but Eddie
It's
Howe.
Eddie
for
Howe,
me,
innit?
yeah, it's Eddie Howe for me.
I hate saying it, but if Pep wins the treble and the Champions League, it's Pep.
Oh, it'll be him. 100.
The way
100.
he's handled World Cup in between players coming in and out injury, Haaland, new player, you gotta fucking rate the can. You gotta rate him.
Yeah, he's playing the same formation as me as well, just saying. But yeah,
And on that note, smash the like button, guys. Get to the poll on Twitter. Help Sani out because he needs your love, he needs your support. And then peace. We'll see you later soon. That don't make sense. Bye.